Hi, welcome to this YouTube session for talking with the part that you don't like about yourself. You may not like the part of you that procrastinates. You may not like the part about you, how you communicate with other people. You may not like how much you eat, how fast you eat. There's a lot of things that you can work on, but let's just pick one. And when you're ready, this isn't a full hypnosis video, so you don't need to close your eyes and recline, but I would recommend you have this experience in a place where you can be by yourself and where you can give yourself some space to feel emotions. When you've identified the part of you that you want to work on with this video, I want you to briefly step into the mindset as you do the thing that you don't like, or as you're thinking the things that you don't like. So for example, if you think you are lazy and you don't like that about yourself, I want you to briefly imagine, being lazy, having all these things to do, but instead you're on the sofa. If you don't like how much you eat, think about the experience as you have a full plate and you just keep eating. Now, as you imagine this experience, there's going to be a familiar feeling that you feel as you get deeply and deeply associated into this experience. I want you to just feel that feeling for a second. And now, I want to observe that feeling. Where do you think the feeling is inside of your body? Perhaps it's not on the inside, perhaps it's around you. If it's outside, where is it? Now let's use the 5 senses to describe the feeling. What does it look like, that feeling? What color does it have? What's the size of it? Is it in any specific shape? Is it a solid, liquid, or a gas? What sound does it make, if it does make any sound? As you try to touch it, what's the texture like? Or perhaps the temperature? Would you be able to smell it? Or perhaps taste it? When you try to taste or smell it, does it resemble anything that you've had it before? Now that we've identified and observed the feeling a little bit, let's take it out of your body and put it in front of you, and let's just sit with it for a while, literally. I think that feeling has some things that it wants to communicate to you. Until now, you were the one talking to that feeling. I don't like you. I don't want you to exist. But this time, we're just gonna take some time for that feeling living in front of you to say all the things that it wants to say to you. What is it saying? When you have a conversation with someone, as a result of that conversation, you can get close or you can be distant. Basically, the more you communicate, the more possibilities there are for change. I'm not asking for an immediate change right now, but a communication with that feeling in front of you is a good way to start inducing changes, whether it be changes in that feeling or a change in the relationship between you and that feeling. So as you continue observing and as you continue listening to it, if this feeling were intensified, how would its quality change? When you have a gas stove and you turn it on to the lowest setting, it's a very low heat, small fires. When you turn it up, it becomes a big flame, right? When you get tickled, it's a bit funny at first and you laugh, but then when you intensify the tickle, it becomes a bit painful, right? So when you intensify something, the quality of it changes. As that feeling that we've identified intensifies, how does it change when it's intensified? And when it's in its intensified form, how do you react to it differently? What are your thoughts about this intensified version of that feeling? Now, let's think about changing. Everything changes. Flowers bloom and they eventually wilt, and then they provide the seeds for the next generation of flowers to grow. Trees and rocks may look like they are very constant, but they always grow or erode with time. So as you give this feeling more time, something needs to happen for it to change. Maybe by communicating with it just now, you were able to induce the change. But if you didn't induce the change just by talking to it, what needs to happen to this in order for it to change? If your feeling is in the form of a fire, perhaps in order for it to change, it needs water to be quenched, or it needs to run out of things to burn. If your feeling is like a heavy anvil, maybe something needs to come up and lift it. If your feeling is like a vast openness, maybe something needs to come and contain it. So, based on how you're feeling experienced right now in front of you, what needs to happen in order for it to change? One thing to remember is that this is happening inside of your mind. It's not a physical thing that is happening in front of you right now. So in your mind, you have unlimited powers to do whatever you want. So you can actually induce the change that you just imagined. If you were to induce this change, what do you think that change means in your life? Going back to the fire example, if there's water quenching that fire, what does the water symbolize in your body? What does the water symbolize in your life? If it's a heavy anvil that needs to be lifted, what is the lifting force? What do you think that means in your life? And now, assuming that you are able to induce a change or imagine a version of your feeling changing, what are you noticing in your body right now? What are the differences? How is your perception of that feeling different compared to before? Remember that now that we have identified this form and we were able to bring it in front of us, we are also able to communicate with it all the time because we have identified it. So while this video is going to wrap up soon, anytime you need to communicate with this feeling deeper, you always know where to find it. or you can just play this video again to have a deeper conversation with it. Now, in any way you want, let's take care of this feeling. Whether it be stowing it inside of our body again, or maybe it's become a dust and we just need to sweep it away, or maybe it doesn't serve us anymore so we can throw it away. But in any case, let's wrap this up and conclude with this feeling for now. Now, this is a glimpse of what can happen in a life coaching session when we tackle the issue of self-hatred. This is a indirect communication with you because I'm the only one talking, but if you're interested in how effective this can be for inducing change out of your life, email me at billy@julylifecoach.com or use any of the links below to contact me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.